welcome to Rapid Reviews Podcast Radio, episode 280. I just hit puberty. And my voice cracked. So.
And also did it the wrong way around, as per the first attempt.
Oh, great. So
we don't do redos.
Happening to my body, but here goes Kiley Wilde for the millionth time, and I'm joined by our friend of the show, CD.
Hi there.
And my ever-present co-host, Pete Beckett.
Yo.
So this is a part of the show, and I've already know what he's going to say. We'll ask our friend of the show what he's been playing. How's this week been? CD, what you been playing? Let me guess.
I've been good this week. Thank you very much. And game-wise, I've been doing some Disgaea too, just before this show,
No way.
in fact.
I can't believe it.
Works very fine on emulation. And I've also been playing some Xenoblade Chronicles, the definitive edition Switch 2 version.
Nice.
That they brought out as a sort of shadow drop on the last Nintendo Direct.
Yeah. I'm not planning on buying... Well, I'm buying it, but I'm not buying digital. I've got a physical version coming. I'm finally going to delve into Xenoblade Chronicles after many years of saying I will.
Yeah, I think...
I already had all three, so I'm not buying them again.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
As good as they are.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know them,
like
and trying to find the physical versions were a little bit more difficult than normal. So I was like, well, I might as well just spring for the Switch 2 version when it's physical.
Let's get physical. But Mike says everything looks like 8 Mile now. What does that mean? Is it because we're all rapping and we all are Eminem?
Yo.
Because Mom Spaghetti. That's what I know. But anyway, for the folks at home who don't know, the UK and Europe area where we're all from is such a really big heat wave. I think it's making us crazy, but it is definitely, it's warm. It's so warm. I am stuck in my costume.
Yeah, well let's just say that next week it's supposed to be 36 degrees here. Celsius.
That's insane. And for the folks who do Fahrenheit, that's like late 80s, early 90s. Fahrenheit, not years.
It's supposed to be 36, 38, something like that next week.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, this is hard.
It is. So, thanks for bearing with us because this is crazy. We're all frying our brains. But yes. Pete, what about you? How's your week been? What you been playing?
It's been hot, it's been exhausting, and it's been a busy week, and I have only played one small thing this week. That would be a demo to Star Fox that got dropped at the same time as the Nintendo Direct. I played it for about 10 minutes, did the tutorial, went, oh yeah, this comes out in a week, and I've already pre-ordered it. I'm not playing any more of this. I was like, I know I'm already going to play it, so there's no point.
Yeah.
It controls quite nicely, but, no point carrying on with the first mission when I have to play it all over again. Because Nintendo are not Square Enix and go, oh yeah, demo progress transfers over.
Yes, that is a pet peeve of mine.
At this point, they should know how to remake Star Fox 64. So
yeah, but they screwed it up before.
Do a barrel roll.
Yeah, at least once, but that was Nintendo themselves, from what I remember.
I mean, yes, but this isn't also like a remake of Star Fox 64. It is a remake of Star Fox.
It is Star Fox 64 again.
Yeah, but the Star Fox 64 is a remake of Star Fox,
which is 128.
Sort of, kind of.
Star Fox 128. There you go.
It's Star Fox with cutscenes and stuff.
Yes,
there you go, with cutscenes and stuff. I like that. It's on the box.
I did quite like the intro, actually, like with James McCloud. It's quite decent. Quite a nice little addition to the game.
I completely dislike the look of the characters.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to disagree. I think it loses some of its charm by having them the way that they are in this one.
I mean, I guess I guess I get what they were trying to do with replicating the look of the characters on the Super Nintendo cover, but it doesn't work in this high fidelity.
I'll have to examine it closer.
Well,
sure.
the environments at least do look nice, so that'll be nice.
Everything in terms of the ships and the environments, that looked really good. But as soon as I see the characters, it breaks down completely.
True. So.
Mike says.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah.
It definitely feels a bit more akin to those.
That's what it is. It's the uncanny valley of furries in space. There, I said it. Mike said it, but I read it out loud. So, but it's the uncanny valley-ness of it.
It's fine.
Nana's episode title suggestion: Crisis on Infinite Xbox.
I've already taken it.
Very good, very good.
So, Kylie, how's your week been? What have you been playing?
Well, as far as my week's been, boy, howdy's my work schedule jumped up. I might actually have to take a vacation. What? No way. We'll talk about that later, Pete.
Sure.
But what was I gonna say? Oh, it's been Steam Next Fest.
Nice.
So I did my usual demos. Well, I did play Bindi and whatever the inky blackness of space, whatever that one is on Monday. But then I did demos all the other days, and for whatever reason, I always seem to pick the broken demos. I don't know why. But I only had, I think, 1 or 2 broken demos this time, which is a record. It's a dadgum record. But it was a pretty healthy mix of horror games, cleaning games, and I don't remember a lot of AI slop.
Yeah, I was about to ask, how much time did it take you to trudge through that part and sort those out?
Wow. Yeah, I've said it before. I don't disparage AI when it's used as a tool. I think it's a great tool. Like a hammer's a great tool. But you don't throw a hammer into a room and say, yo, hammer, make me a game. Because it's not going to.
I think you didn't quite get the analogy there, but it is what it is.
Well, no, that's what I mean.
I know.
A hammer can't make a game. AI can't make a game on its own. It thinks it can because you make it think it can. But my point being, holy crap, the amount is insane. And then the amount of people who have used AI for assets inside their game, which is weird because if you're using Unity or even Unreal, there's less Unreal, a lot more Unity. You got plenty of assets to choose from. Don't be making these terrible, awful. What are you doing, people? I think
that's pretty much just replacing the asset flips from whatever the asset stores have with AI slop. So neither much of a give and take. It's kind of neither an improvement nor worse. It's just terrible either way.
It's terrible either way. But I would take those assets, the official assets, over the AI stuff any day because at least
it's not using AI.
Well, that too.
At least it's made by a person. Or at least we hope so.
Yeah.
Hope so. But there's even one game that I just immediately was like, I am not touching it because its thumbnail is just a reskinned Master Chief artwork that I recognized from years ago. And I was like, what are you doing? Why did you do that? It's just Master Chief. And it's supposed to be, if you scroll over it, it's a modern warfare thing, not like set in the future. It's just modern soldiers. And of course it's not any
Call
good.
of Halo.
Yeah, it's like Call of, there you go. That's what they should have called it. But I was so disappointed. Nothing stood out to me this time around. So I just gonna keep playing them indies because I do still believe in the indie games. I do. Even though the last 2 or 3 demos, Next Fest demos haven't been the best. I think the quality's dropped. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know about Steam's like parameters or whatever. Ooh, somebody get them, please. Ew. Also, their name is gross. But I don't know if their acceptance things have dropped requirements, but the quality has definitely dropped over the last 4 Steam Next Fest. That's what I have to say about that. Thanks so much, Nana. But enough of that, because you guys are here for the meat and potatoes, which is Xbox. And Pete's gonna tell us about all of the Xbox things.
Yeah, so
enough with one slop, get to the other slop.
Yes, let's get to the Xbox slop. X slop.
So let's continue with the trend of watching things burn and Kiley being a relapsed like Xbox fan. And let's just prod even further, shall we, and make it even worse.
Oh, I've got so much to say, but yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of Master Chief, it was well timed that there was just a new something recently that got announced.
Yeah, I did see that, so I'm going to mention it as well. So I basically want to just go over a little bit of like a timeline in this respect, and then we can get into the meat and potatoes of the actual situation itself. So, a couple of weeks ago, obviously, we didn't cover it over here because we were busy doing other things, and Kiley doesn't want to watch Xbox showcases anymore because she hates Xbox. Probably rightly so.
Yes, I didn't miss anything because I looked.
But let's just talk about the fact that on the 7th of June, Xbox did a showcase, as they usually do, around the Summer Games Fest, or faux E3 period, as we're going to call it now. So their showcase was about an hour and 15 minutes, not including the Gears of War E-Day section, which was an extra half an hour on top.
Wasn't even that bad.
I was going to ask you, CD, what did you think of the showcase?
Yeah, comparatively decent, honestly. They had a few nice titles there.
They did. I actually was pleasantly surprised watching it, seeing, I thought a little bit strange that they were going to start out with Gears of War E-Day, considering that, they had a showcase all at the end of it, but I guess not everyone's going to sit around and watch that, so
yeah, exactly.
Might as well show it off a little bit off there, front load it, that way. But yeah, like new information about Fable, Clockwork Revolution, a few new games coming as well. Well, I can't remember half of them, but yeah, I thought
Persona was there.
Sorry?
Persona was there.
Oh yes, Persona 6 got announced. Yeah. I mean, it was the worst kept secret of all time, of course, but oh look, Atlas have not been working on a game for haven't released a game in a while, other than like various different Persona 5 things.
Yes,
I think it might be time to release a new one. But yeah, Persona
4
Persona. Well, they showed off Persona 4 remake, didn't they, as well, which is due out next year. They had Persona 3 Reload a couple of years ago, so they have been working on stuff. It was just me being flippant about an actual new game. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go into much detail about it, because I think by this point we've all seen the showcase. Kiley may not have done because she don't care. But
I watched the highlights.
Safe to say that there was a lot shown there that gave people or fans of Xbox, or generally fans of video games as such, a little bit of hope that Xbox was making a return, especially with some of the comments that Asha Sharma has made since she's came into power.
One of the announcements I just remembered is very fitting to what we're going to talk about. They announced Senua.
Yes, I was going to mention that. So we will talk about that more in depth. Because there is part of an article that I want to read that has something to do with that. So CD has touched on something there very nicely, but we'll come round to that in a second.
Yes. It was just a short of.
Yeah. So Asha Sharma's made a lot of comments recently. She's been taking a lot of feedback from the community about how how Xbox is going to go. Talking about how games might not might not be multi-platform and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actively confirmed that whilst they're not completely abandoning the multi-platform approach, 2 games are now Xbox exclusives, with Gears of War E-Day and Clockwork Revolution being the 2, one out this year and one out next year. Now, Clockwork Revolution had previously been shown, but they went into a bit more depth in this showcase, and that is a game that still continues to surprise me how interesting it looks.
Yeah, In Exile doing good work there again.
Yeah, which is great. So the problem with Xbox at the moment, and I think we seem to get this impression every couple of years, is that they can have a showcase and then they can go and shoot themselves in the foot almost immediately afterwards.
Yep.
And let's be honest, this is exactly what they have done very recently, because no more than a couple of weeks after let's be honest, an excellent showcase, I'm going to call it, or, good to excellent, depending on what your opinion is. I thought it was excellent. They've gone and made some announcements, or I say let's make some announcements. There's been a lot of rumours about what's been going on. None of it officially confirmed per se, but let's go through it, because the news dropped, when was it? Some point last week. I think it was the early part of back end of last week and going into this current week, from Bloomberg, and Jason Schreier, as per usual, sitting on information for probably quite a long time until it becomes profitable for himself. They leaked, let's say, that there was a potential for numerous job losses and several studio closures. So we'll go through this article from VGC so that we can get ourselves a little bit up to date with it. So multiple Xbox studios are in negotiation to go independent in an attempt to avoid closure. According to Bloomberg, which first reported and corroborated by VGC's own sources, Compulsion Games, Double Fine and Ninja Theory among those are in negotiation to spin off from Xbox. The Xbox studios are said to be at risk of being shuttered, but have the opportunity to buy themselves back from Xbox and go independent, though employees are likely to lose their jobs as a result. So, quote, employees at several studios have been informed of the situation and given permission to seek new work, and we were told that the status of the studios is still in flux, according to Jason Schreier. Ninja Theory, who, like CD had said, recently announced Senua, which was it's a prequel to Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, right?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it, but
okay.
They didn't show anything about that.
Not particularly.
Announcement.
No, so they announced Senua at the Xbox Game Showcase. Compulsion, who recently made South of Midnight, an aggressively mid-game of all time.
Yeah, especially given the budget.
Yes,
and I think that's where we're going to come to this. And Double Fine, who recently just released Kiln, which has...
And I love Double Fine.
Oh boy.
Very appropriate name.
Yes. I mean, kill, more like. But... yeah, so they've all released games within the last year. All 3 studios are known for creating award-winning original games.
Yes.
I mean...
I think the last thing from Double Fine that interested me or was relevant to me was around 2019 or something. With, I think it was Full Throttle Remaster.
Yeah.
That's accurate.
I mean, we'll go into it for sure. So the studio closures or sales come as part of the expected widespread cuts at Microsoft's gaming division, which was foreshadowed this week by comments from Satya Nadella and Xbox boss Asher Sharma, who warned that the Xbox business needs to be more profitable in the future. Oh, what a surprise. A business needs to be profitable.
Yeah. Even though it's never been profitable. It's not a profitable arm of Microsoft. Never has been.
No. So concerns arose last week that Xbox were planning another round of layoffs, and Sharma stated during a Bloomberg tech conference that she was planned on resetting the business because it's not in a healthy spot. Shortly after, Bloomberg reported that Microsoft was planning significant cuts to its gaming division, reportedly planned to take place shortly after the end of its fiscal year in June 30th. Same time frame, Sean sent a surprisingly candid note to staff in which she shared realities that we need to navigate, claiming that Xbox's annual revenue had declined nearly $500 million in 5 years, with hardware costs up 4 times and its studio system overextended. News of the cuts comes after the showcase, as we know. News of the expected cuts comes exactly a year after Microsoft's huge 9,000 job cuts last summer, which saw the Xbox division hit hard, especially with Rare's Everwild and Perfect Dark reboots being annexed. Yep. But it was also 1,900 jobs across Activision, Blizzard, Bethesda, and Xbox that were made between 2023 and 2024. So this is another one where it's going to be a significant loss of jobs to a huge company such as Microsoft, which Kiley is. I think
they showed Gears of War stuff. They were revving up the chainsaw.
Yes. Yeah. But this is what happens when you buy companies willy-nilly with no plans. I'm just going to buy this company to own it, and I'm not having any plans for profitability. This is exactly what happens.
But let's be honest, this isn't unusual for Xbox. They've been doing it since the dawn of their existence.
What, losing money? Because yes.
Buying studios and not knowing what to do with them. Rare.
I just don't. Yeah. You're exactly right. It's a pattern with them. And
what was the number I saw floating around in the last 5 years? $20 billion in terms of how much they spent. If you don't, and that's without Activision Blizzard.
I was gonna say because that was $69 billion. Nice.
Yep.
But even that, they bought it 0 plans. Now, and then they had all the rigmarole back and forth, and then the controversy with stupid Kotick guy, and then all of that stuff, which is just money lost.
Well, so you're now going to have to wonder how much that actual cost of acquisition did really cost them. It definitely cost them more than the 69 billion that it spent.
Oh yeah,
because take into account legal fees and golden parachute payoffs for for Kotick, that's probably roughly into 70, maybe 71 bill.
Yeah, and then you have to count time spent to integrate those and have and all that stuff. That also costs you significant sums because you have to spend significant time.
And then forcing Overwatch 2 to be a thing when it should have never been a thing, that was a huge loss. So there you go.
I mean, that's the least of anyone's concerns.
I don't know if WoW makes
not even sure if that was Microsoft forced. Would have to check on that.
I think that it was in development. It was in development before they bought it, but they forced it to be. It was released way too early, and I think they were trying to recoup some of their losses. Whereas I actually don't know if WoW makes money, but I'm assuming they do because it just seems to be. Toddling along.
I think so. I think they still have enough players there.
Yeah, I think they do. They're what Bungie wishes they could be. More on that.
I mean, there's a constant revenue stream for that particular division because the subs are always there. Nobody, I think most people who own WoW have kept their sub going for nearly 20 years at this point.
Yeah. I think it's great.
I wouldn't think it's that much, but many definitely. There's likely more than enough there still. It's only when those also go away then they get in trouble.
Well, I mean, it was always the talk that from fans, I think, who turned around and said, "Well, now that Activision Blizzard are owned by Xbox, when are they going to put WoW subscriptions into Game Pass?" And that's the one thing they've refused to do, which
is good, actually.
I actually think it's probably a smart move for them.
Yeah, I think it's good.
They took long enough to say that Call of Duty shouldn't be in Game Pass right away.
I mean, that was
that was an absolute boneheaded move.
Yeah, well, exactly.
I think they thought that they were going to drive subscriptions in a major way by doing that, and what was it, like a 3% increase once it released, and then it had a massive drop off after that.
Of course it did.
Probably.
And by the way,
Any gains they made there, they lost anyway just with their last price increase. So,
yeah, but this is the thing, and we've talked about this before. Xbox loses money as a division. It also loses money on Game Pass. Yeah, we as consumers love it. I'm not gonna lie, maybe not so much right now, but it's not a money-making model at all. I don't know.
You need a really high amount of subscriptions for that to make money.
Yeah. To double the price.
I like Game Pass because it meant I played Mixtape for free.
I'm not gonna say I'm sorry because you did that to yourself.
I did. I forced that horribleness upon myself.
See, I know it's horrible. Now I want to play it. I had zero interest. I had zero interest, and then Pete's like, "It's the worst thing ever." I'm like, "I love."
I wouldn't say it's not the worst thing ever. It's just not very good.
There you go.
There's not gonna be any sympathies from me if you do play that.
I wasn't expecting sympathy. I just did it for content.
Sympathy for
fair. That's the only valid reason, I'd say.
There you go.
Sometimes you gotta play some Game Pass slop.
I like that. Nobody expects a Microsoft acquisition. It's true. Apparently.
Nice.
So it's fitting that he's also his name is in red.
Yes. But I want to talk about. Wait, are you gonna read more? I don't want to interrupt you, Pete.
Well, we can get into a bit more, but what was it you wanted to mention?
For me, it felt like, now this is as a lapsed fangirl. Don't forget, I was a huge Xbox fangirl. Like an apologist, like full on defending them, everything. I believed in Father Phil. I did. Hardcore. And then I became jaded and cynical, and I don't love them now. And
what you mean, Ozempic Phil
running down from us?
Yes, there you go. When I was watching the clips that I did watch and the things that were promised, all I heard was like what's essentially like an ex going, I can be better, just let me come back, I can be better.
I promise I won't beat you again.
Yeah, exactly. There she's like, they're like, here's an Xbox, but we've changed it. We've made it a special edition. We've made it the old Xbox screen because we know all of you Gen Xers and Millennials, you're the ones complaining. You're the fanboys that are so upset. So we're going to distract you.
I mean, that's at least a better PR move than the Xbox fridge.
Well, I don't know. I kind of like the Xbox fridge. But yes, it's a valid point. But I do kind of like that. But, valid point.
It's neat, but it's, yeah.
For me, it was so obvious and transparent. It was just like, please let me back. I won't do it again. I won't hurt you again. I won't hurt you, but let me back. And I'm like, that is terrible. You guys are falling for it.
I won't shoot myself in the foot with a double barrel shotgun anymore. I promise.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I have it in my hand again. I don't know what you mean.
This isn't a shotgun.
No,
this isn't a shotgun. It's just.
I just want to talk.
It's a makeup gun.
Just want to talk. Yes, Pete, I get the reference. But also, I just want to talk. That's all I just want to talk. And then, like a vampire,
don't lock yourself in the bathroom. I just want to say
you invite Xbox back into your heart, and then boom, the next day, literally boom, the next day, like they're back to breaking it.
It's like a vampire. You invite it into your house, and it's sucked the life out of you.
You get an Xbox and you get an Xbox. Everybody gets an Xbox.
Although I will say that reveal was cringe as all hell.
Was. That's what I'm saying. It was so cringe, so inauthentic, so targeted. It was pandering. Now, some people like pandering, and that's cool. That's fine. I get very, very, I'm cynical. I'm old now. I get very, very wary when there's pandering because I'm like, that means there's no substance behind it. That's just, they're just giving you an olive branch while still stabbing you in the back.
It always depends on what their current standing is. If they're desperate, pandering becomes bad. If they're in a good spot, pandering can work out. But in Xbox's current position, pandering reeks of desperation.
Yes, and maybe that I think that's what it is. The desperate. I could smell the desperation of the Xbox screen, and it was like it was too much. Like there's fan service. I love fan service. I can appreciate good fan service
if done right.
If done right. But then there's pandering, and this felt like pandering, and I knew to go on guard, and sure enough, the bad stuff came because that's what Xbox does to you. Breaks your heart, and then just says, I'll do better, and then does it again. I can't be an Xbox. I can't.
No, I mean, the minute that song, name of the game started up, I was like, I haven't heard this song in 20 years, and I remember why it's crap.
Yes, they did it on purpose. They're literally banking on nostalgia. And Nintendo does nostalgia really well. I have to give Nintendo props. Because they've even gotten me sometimes with their nostalgia marketing.
Not recently.
I would say that Xbox doesn't have the legacy that Nintendo does. And the people that are the loudest in the Xbox communities are the fanboys, are the whatever the equivalent of Sony ponies are. Xbox. The Xbox fanboys. Xbox, there you go. And appeasing them, they're not the guys with the money. They're just the loud ones. And that's different, but they're just like, here, we're gonna pander to you. Here, have this.
Xbox are the loud ones, i.e. Americans.
Yeah, well, mostly. But yes, they're just like, I don't know. It was a bait and switch is how I felt. But I knew I was cynical, and I knew I was like, don't fall for it. And sure enough, the next day they're like,
Mike, panda is the one where the definition is without the commas.
What?
Because there's, each shoots and leaves.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
I'm not saying anything.
Yes, but oh gosh, Pete, man, it's been a long time. But I still don't have hope. I just don't. Yeah. Pyler, definitely don't be on your best behavior. Be on your worst, which is your best behavior.
Be on your normal behavior.
But I don't. I'll let you continue, Pete. But
sure,
I'm cynical and I'm jaded towards Xbox right now.
Yeah. So the next port of call was for every single one of the gaming community to turn around and go, what the hell is going on? By the way, before it was known what studios were potentially going to be shuttered, everyone was on a bit of a tear up. Was like, is it going to be this studio? Honestly, I actually thought it was one of them was going to be Rare. I really worried about Rare there. I thought the only saving grace that I have is Sea of Thieves at the moment.
Yeah, and I think that's going well enough.
Yeah, and I think that's the only reason that has saved them, because they've recently had Everwild shuttered, obviously, and they've got enough properties to keep them going. But obviously, that doesn't mean that they're going to keep going, because anyone could make those games by the looks of it. But Microsoft just keeps sitting on them for no reason.
I don't understand that. And Microsoft isn't the only one that's doing that. A lot of these Tencent and the other one I can't think of, they're sitting on these IPs, not releasing them. Embracer, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But Microsoft's doing it too, and I don't like.
Sorry, Sony are doing it too. Killzone.
Yeah. All
Ape Escape. God damn it, make Ape Escape.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
Microsoft, especially through the Activision purchase, is sitting on a lot of old IP.
A lot. And it's ridiculous.
I mean,
and that's the thing. Well, go ahead, Pete. Sorry.
Well, since their inception, they've sat on a gold mine of IPs. so many. I mean, you look at how many like IPs that they've had over the years that have just gone dormant, like Project Gotham, Midtown Madness.
Yes! I love Midtown Madness, by the way. But the thing
Killer Instinct.
Yes! Oh gosh, yes. Which they did.
Yeah, they did one in 2013 and kept that going for 4 seasons, but that was a development that went like hell at times.
The thing is, which we saw in this showcase, but also we've known for the last, I'm going to say 10 years. I hate saying this, but Xbox don't got games. But Xbox could have games. Yep. That's what I don't understand. Even if they just did generic, like, here's I don't know, pick any IP that Activision owns so many IPs, like so many, and like Pitfall. I don't know why that's the first one I could think of, but re-release Pitfall. It could be like, it could be just a fun little platformer. Or you could do a full Lara Croft version of Pitfall.
I mean, at the very least, they could just make some classic collections, like what Konami and Capcom have been doing. Those would be usually small effort, but they do well with giving them good PR.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my gosh, yes, Spyro.
I think if they re-released like a game,
Spyro, they did just release the trailer.
I mean, Toys for Bob were working on that for quite a long time, even before their split from Activision as an independent studio. Which, fair play to them. Actually, managed to retain the rights to work on that game. So
so Xbox doesn't have games is not entirely true. They do have games. They just won't release any games.
If they re-release 1 vs 100 as a free title on Xbox Live, then Jesus Christ.
That was so fun, Pete. I miss those days. That was so They need to bring back the days of the Xbox Live Arcade, because that was when they were firing on all cylinders. They were supporting small-time developers for like a really good to release really good games on a decent platform at the time. But this is what struck me going back to the Xbox showcase. So they're doing their pandering / fan service, to the Xbox, the original Xbox, and those fanboys. But everyone knows that the superior S tier best Xbox is Xbox 360 era. That is unmatched. And it was because it was the Xbox Live really took off and all this kind of stuff. Just go back to that formula. I don't understand. It's like when they released Halo Infinite and it was like, why did you mess with the Halo 3 formula? You didn't have to. You saw how bad 4 and the game that doesn't exist did. You saw how horrible it went down.
Sorry, 4 shouldn't exist as well. I'm just saying it.
Okay, because Cortana looks really hot and then she gets to touch Master Chief. So I kind of, the fangirl in me loves it.
It's the only reason is because of wish fulfillment.
Yes, that's my fan service.
Talking about fan service, well done.
Yeah, exactly. That was done for me. That was for me. But the game that doesn't exist, they saw how bad it was. What'd they do? Come out with Infinite, which was boring and not good and whatever. It's like, you have the formula. Just copy it. Just copy the homework. And change a few things.
But no, they had to make it and try to make it live service.
Yes, exactly. Stop with the live service. We'll pay money for DLC and stuff and cosmetics. Don't do live service.
Nah, I didn't even want to pay for it. I played it for a couple of weeks. It was like, I'm cool. I'm good.
If it wasn't for me, Pete, and Kieran playing it, and I'm the hugest Halo fan ever, I would have never touched that game after completing it, ever. I was disappointed.
The worst part about it, I actually was quite good at the multiplayer for that.
Yeah, you were. I'm not gonna lie.
The only Halo game I've ever been decent at.
And I'm sitting there running around like, I used to be good at Halo, now I suck. So yeah, I hate it.
Clearly they did make it accessible for shitters.
Well, apparently, but yeah. But anyway, point being, I don't understand how Microsoft has the formula. It has the games. It has the nostalgia. It has the potential for fan service versus pandering, and they won't do it. I don't understand. really don't understand. Maybe this is what their AI department is doing. They're making their blueprint, and it's just crapping on itself because none of this makes sense. It's so logical. It's so right there, and they won't
tell us what we should do.
That's what they're doing. See, yes. Oh, great AI.
Well, apparently they're starting to move away from AI.
I know, because they lost money because of their tokens. Ha! Stupid idiots.
That's one bubble that can't pop too soon.
Just needs to pop like now. But it is starting to, because people are paying, or corporations are having to pay so much in tokens. It's like, I could have just hired someone. You think?
Try telling that to my company. Yeah, great.
Oh gosh. Yeah. There's a lot of AI enforcement, I know.
Unfortunately, there was a job advert that went up a couple of weeks ago that specifically said, must be adept in AI. I'm like, oh.
What?
No.
What?
I'm not saying anything more
Mike,
than that.
make it make sense. Exactly that.
No.
Exactly that.
So anyway, I'm getting back to it anyway, because obviously the speculation was running absolutely wild about Everwild, about what studios were going to be shuttered. So obviously some people thought Rare, I don't think I specifically thought Ninja Theory were on the chopping block.
I did, because I like them, and I like Double Fine. I like them very much.
Yeah. But we have to look at this objectively, right? As much as you might like the studios, what have Ninja Theory and Double Fine done since they've been under the Xbox banner?
That's very true.
Double Fine have released Psychonauts 2. Fine.
Yeah, it did well.
A few years, I think,
which has been quite a few years.
2021 or something.
2018?
Yeah.
Oh,
2021,
maybe,
yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
It appeared on quite a few Game of the Year lists around about that time. So
we watched a lot of teasers, so
yeah. So 2021, 22, yeah.
Okay.
Since then, it's been what is it? Kiln and what else?
Keeper.
Oh, Keeper was the other one.
Was last year.
Yeah,
and Keeper was like
weird.
That
Red
went
was
down
2019.
With, yeah, well,
Full Throttle Remaster was 2017 even.
Whoa, so long. So, and when did when did they get acquired by Microsoft? Was it 2019?
I think it's 2019. Yeah.
2019. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, I pulled that one out of nowhere.
That's very good. But you're
yeah, and then Ninja Theory were purchased after Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice came out, because it originally was a PlayStation exclusive. So they
we were all excited, or I was excited.
And then they spent 7 years making Senua's Saga,
which, don't get me wrong, it's a good game. It's a good,
beautiful looking game. It's just a walking
simulator.
They did some VR stuff. They did something that everyone forgets. Bleeding Edge.
Oh yes.
Well, I do like Bleeding Edge though. But I did forget about it. I did forget about it.
They also did, whilst an independent studio, one of the worst regarded Devil May Cry games ever.
Yeah, 2015.
Yeah,
definitively for that 2013.
Yeah, it's originally 2013. It was, because I remember the furore from a mate who was a big DMC fan at the time, and even he went, "Nah." That was
the first one I played.
Yeah,
2013.
I mean, I do love the way that they stuck a middle finger up to the fans with the whole wig and went, "Not in a million years." It was like, you probably shouldn't be annoying them.
Yeah, not the best idea.
Not a great idea. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, Ninja Theory had obviously have not created a game since then, but they're the most prevalent on this one because obviously CD mentioned it. Senua was included within the Xbox Showcase recently.
Yes.
And what little we did see of it, I mean, pretty much probably using a lot of stuff from Senua's Saga, because they spent a lot of money on that game.
They did. It was pretty.
Yeah. So I'll go through this article. So Microsoft had already decided to sunset or split Hellblade developer Ninja Theory when it was announced its latest game, Senua, has been claimed. So just 10 days ago, they announced the new game. So the third in the critically acclaimed Hellblade series. I wouldn't say critically acclaimed. I would say acclaimed.
Critically acclaimed means reviewed. And
means IGN gave it a 7. That's what that means. I think they gave it a 9, but still.
I would only say the first game is probably that way. I wouldn't say, if I remember rightly, the Metacritic from Senua's Saga was a bit mixed on it.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong.
It was. No, it was.
The second one was a PC in 81, and the original Senua's Sacrifice was the PC Metacritic is an 83.
Okay. So, I thought it was a bit higher, but
that's what I would have thought as well. But I know some people were very mixed on the second game by comparison to the first.
Yes.
So.
Quite possible. Yeah.
However, since the game's announcement, the studio behind it has been subject to multiple reports claiming it. While these reports were published, many were surprised due to the fact that the game was only announced its new game for 2027. It's now claimed that the impending changes at Ninja Theory were already well underway before the trailer debuted. According to GameFile, citing a source familiar with Microsoft's operations, plans were already in place to close the studio or sell it off when the game was announced during the showcase. So, quote, by the time the game was revealed, Microsoft had already planned to sunset or split with the studio. The thinking was that the promise of a newly announced game would help draw investor interest into the studio. The report states that it is currently unknown if anyone at Ninja Theory was involved in this plan. I don't think we really need to go any more of that because it's basically going over the same points that we've already spoken about. So, as a business decision solely, do you think it's a smart move?
They should have looked at Google for business decisions. They kind of gave them the Stadia treatment.
Oh my gosh. I actually forgot about the Stadia. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
About it. And the Ouya. But
the Ouya.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But it's hard to say whether it's a good business decision or not. I drink a lot of vodka, but I actually haven't. I drink one drink and it's burning my throat. Anyway, that's
paint stripper.
Yes, I was talking about business. That's it, because I do business. But they shouldn't have bought up a bunch of studios with no plan.
Yeah,
but they did do that. So the best thing to do, I would have sold them. I don't really know why they shutter them as opposed to just selling them off. Unless they just don't want someone else to own the IPs.
I think that's more of what it is.
Or they don't find a buyer.
A buyer, maybe that. Oh, yeah, because this is not a buyer's market right now. That's true.
Certainly not.
That's true.
They're definitely not going to find a buyer in this state.
Yes, which is going to eventually be good for us consumers. It's not good right now, but it will eventually be good. Because we'll start to get good quality games, but it's gonna be a while. So if I were in their position, first of all, I wouldn't be in their position because I wouldn't have bought a bunch of game studios with no plan. If I were in their position, selling off, minus that, since you can't do that, shuttering them is probably the best way to go. You got to cut your losses.
But why have they decided to start spending money on the development of this particular video game for them?
Because they make poor decisions.
I know. I'm not I'm looking at this from a logic. I'm looking at this from the standpoint of a logical person, not Microsoft.
But I will say, as we know, game development can take between up to 5 years. It can take more than 5 years. So a lot of these games were already in development. They already invested a lot of money in them. So they're going to go ahead and release them, see if they can recoup anything.
And depending on how much they did for Senua, they might not have even invested that much money in it.
They might not yet, but you would strongly suspect that they will do if they continue with the development. Unless, of course, they're already reusing assets.
If Ninja Theory gets sold or goes independent, it's not Microsoft that's investing the money.
It won't at that point, but they would have footed some of the costs for the initial part of the development.
I am sure Microsoft still owns the Senua IP. I would think.
And I think that's probably what they might be wanting to do in this situation, and probably the same with Double Fine as well.
I was going to say, because look at Bungie, I'm pretty sure Sony owns a portion of Destiny, which is why they had to shutter it. So that's my theory.
Let's talk about Compulsion Games because, well, does anyone really want to own We Happy Few and South of Midnight?
I have so many grievances against We Happy Few.
That one did a left turn.
Yeah, it had an interesting premise to start.
They tried design by committee, which because they tried
the initial trailer also made it look like a completely different game, which at that time it was.
It was. It started.
But then they thought, okay, let's put money in this and completely mess it up.
Yep. As soon as they injected cash in there, that was the end. That was the beginning and the end.
Nice catch there, CD. I appreciate that, by the way.
I missed it because I'm drinking a lot.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like I said at the top of the show, Compulsion's South of Midnight was aggressively mid at best.
I like that aggressively mid. It was
particularly boring game. And they've recently just spent development on bringing it to the Switch, didn't they?
I watched someone streaming it and couldn't believe it was so boring, first of all. But the times where you're not in, I guess, the dreamscape or whatever, it's so not, there's no colors. It's just
it's very washed out, very
So
and the combat is just so dull,
and the combat was
as
clunky.
well.
Yes.
Well, it wasn't clunky; it was just dull.
Okay, dull. I guess that's a good way.
One has to wonder what took them 7 years.
Yes, good point.
They were trying to weave that narrative.
Maybe they should have buy a better weaver.
I'm not gonna. There have been some comments made about the potentialness of that being quite a racist premise, but I'm not going to talk about that.
Oh goodness. Okay, don't do that.
No, I'm not going to talk about it.
Okay.
Anyway, let's not. Yeah. So
there's also been another studio that's now recently come into rumors of being
and who's that?
Having a potential buyer.
Go on.
Machine Games.
Oh.
Apparently Sony is interested.
Okay.
Well, I'm not surprised by that.
I don't know.
But
I don't know how
Sony are not. But Sony are not doing anything with their own IPs either, so that seems about right for them.
Froze. Pete, you froze.
And he's back.
I said Sony are not exactly doing stuff with their own IP. So buying Machine Games is probably not the best move.
Yeah.
Probably not.
No. I mean, they don't even know what to do with Bungie.
Better than with Bungie.
Oof. I'm so mad at Bungie. I'm so mad at them. I believed in them. See, I'm so jaded and cynical. Everything I believed in turns to crap.
Bungie will soon become 50% lighter, so...
Yeah. I mean...
Well... Let's also remember that Sony also like to spend money on propping Neil Druckmann up.
Oh, yes. Don't even give me started.
What a hack. What a hack. I brought it up to someone in a Discord that I was in the other day because they completely forgot that he kicked out Amy Hennig from her own series. And he went, oh yeah, he's a bit of a douche for that.
Yes. And the series suffered for it.
Yes.
Hugely
oh yeah, critically acclaimed Uncharted 4.
Put it into the grave, essentially.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Killed it. He killed it.
Basically.
Well, he did because he ended the series without actually really continuing any further.
Oh, I'm so angry.
Idiot.
Why is everything the way it is?
Funny how we didn't hear anything from Intergalactic Heretic Prophet from the recent Sony State of Play either.
Oh my god.
Maybe because nobody cares anymore. He even got kicked off of his own TV series. He left of his own accord, apparently. No.
Okay, we can't talk about that.
No, I could talk about Druckmann all day if I'm honest, but
no, because I was gonna jump over to what's his name, Dan Houser over at GTA, and then I was like, no, we'll save that. And then I was thinking about Todd Howard because Todd Howard made a great TV show. Pete doesn't like it.
Crap.
For me, it was great. But you have to remember, I'm a longtime Fallout fan.
Don't care.
Fallout 4 sucked. Fallout 4 sucked as a game. And
that's one of the only IPs that's still going at Microsoft.
Exactly. Which is where I'm going with this.
But yet, what have they done with the IP since they've owned Bethesda? Absolutely nothing so far.
They forced 76 on us, and 76 is terrible, but they want a live service
it's still
game
continuing.
So bad. It's still
How is it still going?
Just sheer ignorance and brute force. Then Skyrim keeps getting teased. Not Skyrim, Elder Scrolls. Sorry.
They haven't teased that game for ages. They gave us the tease.
I mean, they teased it once, and
let me say they keep whispering about it. Maybe they keep whispering about it.
They gave us a tease and then left all the fans with blue balls.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there is. That's not fair. That's not fair, man.
But 6 or more years, I think 8 years, maybe even.
It's close to
8 years, yeah. And the point is, okay, yes, I was looking at chat. I got distracted. But yeah, so again, we're back to Xbox has games, it has titles, it has all these IPs, and they're just crapping on them. Fallout and freaking Elder Scrolls should be slam dunks. They should be easy. Halo should be easy. We didn't even talk about the new Halo.
Oh, we're gonna bring it out.
Are you forgetting the revolution of sci-fi RPGs? Starfield, the best game ever.
I'm so mad at Starfield. I've never been more angry at a game than I was for Starfield because it was a huge anticipation for me. I love Todd Howard. I love the Bethesda formula. I've talked about it. I'm a Bethesda fangirl. I thought it was going to be Fallout in space. I did. It was not. It is boring. And then there's people who love it. And I'm
Fallout. No, I'm joking. I'm being. So Fallout 4 in space.
There you go. Maybe it was more like that. It just I was so
Fallout
bored.
was Oblivion with guns.
Yes, Oblivion.
There you go.
Right. It was just so boring, and they had so much potential. They could have been No Man's Sky, but did they? No. There, No Man wants to buy. That's what No Man wants to buy.
Oh, if we did, if we didn't already have a title, that would have been it.
I know, but yeah, I was so disappointed. And so Todd Howard then focused on the TV show, made a great TV show for me.
No.
For me, not for Pete, but for me.
No.
And now we're sitting here, no Elder Scrolls, no Fallout.
The problem is,
what's Bethesda doing? What's Bethesda doing for Microsoft? Could be making them tons of money. It's not. Well, maybe it is via the TV show, but...
Well, the problem is with the TV show, you need to actually have a narrative that makes sense and isn't complete crap.
Well,
and nothing but nostalgia bait 2.0.
I was going to say, for me, it makes sense.
The Blade game is just about in the same development hell as the movie, I suppose.
Oh, God. How has Marvel screwed up that movie so badly?
That's another one that should be a slam dunk.
Yeah. How hard is it? Blade kills vampires. Yay! Easy.
You cannot. You don't even need AI or Osimo 5000 to write this. You just need Blade on screen, killing vampire or the vampire, like the where the blood rains down on the club and then the vampire. I love that. I love Blade. I'm sorry about it.
Again, you messed up vampires once already. Just do everything the opposite.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, don't do what Redfall did ever again.
Don't do that. No, it's terrible.
Perfect template of what not to do.
Do the opposite. Yes.
It's so easy. I could write a Blade game right now. Blade kills vampires. He's conflicted because he's half vampire. He may need to feed. Oh no. There you go. Easy. Done.
Also, put Ryan Reynolds in it. Was he terrible in the third one? Not really.
Yes. He was.
But
yes, he was.
I think he should be in everything. But
no, he's toxic now.
He's still funny. As long as they're funny, I don't care. But it's terrible. I shouldn't say that. But what I have seen, not only in video games but also in movies, I was just talking to someone else about this, and TV shows, media. We've seen like a dearth or even the death of just cool, effortlessly cool. The cool hero. They can be anti-hero. They can be hero. I don't care. Wolverine, cool. Blade, cool. They're just Marcus Phoenix, cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Just on screen and cool. We don't have that. Everything keeps trying to be some kind of deep narrative. This is just gray. Gray bad guy.
Everyone's morally gray.
Morally great. Thank you, Pete. That's what I was looking for. And it's like, just Xbox, listen to me. Just give us cool. It could be a silent protagonist.
Wondering how Insomniac is gonna mess it up.
Oh, I know exactly. Like, I keep waiting. I'm like, I want? Am I gonna play Wolverine? I may watch it first because they're gonna screw it up.
I know how they're gonna screw it up. I know how they'll screw it up. It'll be 2 on rails.
See, I'm so tired of being on rails. That was my only problem with 007. Don't put me on rails. There's open world games. We've been accustomed to that for the last 15, 20 years.
Yeah, but sometimes it's better to be more linear than just open world.
Yeah, I've got
sometimes
nothing wrong.
It works better.
I've got nothing wrong with linear, but though that showcase for Wolverine showed that there was some sections where it was clearly a cutscene, and that was a real problem with Spider-Man at times as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the cinematic part of it.
Yes.
And I wonder how much of it is actual combat. And I don't think that much of it really is going to be. And
my existence has become the grand tour. Yes, exactly. We're going to go around the world talking about all of it, all of the media. Just give me cool characters, cohesive stories that make a little bit of logical sense. You want to add some romance? I'm okay with that. Put a little sexual chemistry in there. I don't care. That's cool. You can have chicks with big boobs and big booties. I'm cool with that. That's cool. You can even make the hero a chick. I'm so progressive. I'm into that. Just make cool again, please. For the love of God, I don't want gray heroes and gray villains. Morally gray everything. No more millennial gray. Let's just have some good guys and bad guys, and then they fight, and the good guys win. Yay!
I mean, you can have it where the bad guys win too, and that's even fun.
If they're cool bad guys, yes. I'm on board with that. Just give us, it's simple. It's a simple formula. Just go back to simplicity. Good versus bad. If you want to make a game that changes the world, okay, that's fine. You can put all the narrative backstory in there that you want. Just give us a cool protagonist who's awesome. And I can hero worship. That's all we want. But
I'm still kind of skeptical with the Tomb Raider game.
Yeah, I'm super skeptical for the same exact reason. Everything I just said. Exactly that.
When was the last cool new IP that actually had a genuinely cool character?
I wondered this, Pete. I've wondered this for as far as original IP, and we're gonna have to go back to the early 2000s.
I think we might have to. Yeah.
There's just nothing new. Has been cool to me.
Would it be the 4 guys from Gears of War?
Gears of War is my first thought. I do like Leon from Resident Evil.
I mean, that was Resident Evil 2.
Honestly,
that was like in the late 90s.
I mostly like Aloy from Horizon.
I've got no issue with Aloy.
Yeah. That's a good one. That is a good pull, actually. Yeah, but outside of that, we haven't had any really cool heroes.
The expansion for Forbidden West kind of fell off there a bit.
It did, yes.
Yeah.
It's true. Mike Tiddo says Kylie could never be a train conductor. She hates being. I hate being on rails. Kylie's too serious. Yeah, just let me be in charge. You'd have like the coolest protagonist on the planet.
I've been honest. We might have gone slightly off course here when talking about the Xbox stuff, but hey, it's a discussion about video games.
That's right. In general. That's right. I just want, like Mike says, if you are playing a game for 20, 30, 50 plus hours, yes. And I do kind of like mid-range games, where like I don't like the short games, but I don't like the really long games. I kind of like it in the middle. That's what she said. I want to be looking at the back of an attractive looking protagonist. Yes, that's my thing. That's why I kind of appreciated 007. Because there's also the female gaze. They don't think about that.
Yeah.
I think that there's nothing wrong. This is a position. That's what she said. This is a position I've had for several years. There's nothing wrong with having beautiful women in games.
There's nothing wrong with having beautiful people.
Pete says it. Beautiful people. We want that wish fulfillment,
I mean, look, it can also be sexy aliens. Look at Mass Effect.
There you go. Well, I didn't like Mass Effect, but I do like sexy aliens.
But you know what I mean, though. Like, just the idea of it.
I know what you mean. Yeah, well, but I mean, that's kind of the appeal of Cortana. She's like basically nude, but also blue and very smart. She's just cool.
Like, Jesus Christ.
I'm not reading out loud.
That's good.
But I do feel like we played it too safe the last few years, which has affected the whole like simple formula. But here's the thing, like the same way that guys, I was gonna say heterosexual guys, but I guess guys in general look up to Marcus Phoenix, chicks like me, I do look up, I'm just gonna say Cortana, Lara Croft, all of those kind of things. I look up to them too. Laura.
Samus.
But Sam,
Hell yeah.
I love Samus so much. Yes, exactly. There's nothing wrong with having hot people, male or female or whatever. Yeah.
Shame they fumbled Metro Prime 4 so badly, though. God damn.
And they didn't have to because, again, they had the formula. They just had to do it, and they didn't do it. So bring back hot people and bring back cool people. Mix the hot and cool together.
And also stop telling everyone where they need to go as well. Yes. Maybe you should go here. No, maybe I should be allowed to explore this desolate planet.
Yes, let me explore. And then we'll all buy games. I probably won't. We'll talk about that next week. Probably wouldn't pay a lot of money, but I would still pay some money if the game is cool and makes me feel cool. And also I enjoy looking at it.
Anyway.
It's not that difficult.
Anyway, I want to talk about the Halo thing that happened earlier on in the week. So, CD, you seem to be more well-versed in this, so do you want to tell everyone what happened?
Well, I saw an announcement that they talked about co-op and what kind of subscriptions you're going to need for that.
Yep.
And this is specifically for the PlayStation version, right?
Yeah, both. But
it'll be
mainly
to the Xbox.
The problem is mainly the PlayStation 1 in that regard. Because they announced it for both. And because with Xbox, you can play co-op without an active subscription if you're not doing online co-op.
Yeah.
Yes.
Obviously, when you do online co-op, you need the Xbox Live subscription in any way, as usual for multiplayer.
Well, I was going to say it's always been that way. So
for anything besides free to play, you always need that. I think free to play is usually without it. I'm not sure. I think
there are certain games. Yeah, I think Rocket League, Fortnite, and a few others that are ones that you can just play like without an Xbox Live subscription and PlayStation Plus.
But then you look at the PlayStation version of Halo. Yeah, you're gonna need an active subscription for both players even if you don't do online co-op.
Yeah.
Just for your regular co-op with that, you're gonna need the active PlayStation Plus subscription.
Which
Which
it was never like that on the Xbox.
No, I think they have tried to clarify that that's not the case. They've tried.
Exactly what they wrote.
Yeah, but that's what they wrote. But I did see a tweet come out, I think maybe a day ago, saying that they had, like, the wording was changed. Like, so actually you can, so long as you've got a PlayStation account, like on, like, then you don't need an active subscription. Only the first player will.
Okay.
That's better.
But only if, but it's still a stupid way of, like, putting it.
It's still stupid.
Then they should have at least spent 5 minutes reading their own announcement.
Yes.
And not putting that online.
Yes, but this is Halo Studios, who are owned by Microsoft, who are owned by idiots.
And also, see, ChatGPT wrote that, or
of course they did. Of course they did.
Yeah, Copilot, just.
Sweet.
Hooray, Copilot! Yeah. So so this comes from Halo account. We incorrectly stated that a PlayStation Plus is required for local co-op split screen play. Local split screen or co-op requires a PlayStation account for each player, but does not require a PlayStation Plus account.
That's good. They corrected it.
Yeah, but
because the interesting thing how they worded it was...
The first comment is gold on this. It says, "It's all right. We're all a little retarded sometimes." Oh, good God! Thanks,
they were all kind of snagged up there.
Oh, thanks, Internet.
Then we're back to talk about Xbox again. Why are we retreading old ground? And this is a Halo. I'm super hardcore Halo fan, and yes, I am gonna play the new Halo because they put new content in it.
Why?
Because I love Halo and I love Sergeant Johnson. He's amazing.
That's a big joke.
Oh, sorry. If I had anyone, that would be the new name. Anyway, the point is, why are we retreading old ground? Again, just use the formula and make something new. Again, we're working on nostalgia. And is it going to work? Yeah, because I'm going to play it and buy it and stuff. What is happening?
Just let us say, where did that sound come from?
I don't know. But I forgot what I was saying. I love Halo. I'm going to play Halo. Please bring us something new, Microsoft Santa. So,
I mean, you saw what happened when they last time tried something new.
Yeah,
so
we got Infinite.
It's understandable that they went back to safe territory.
Well,
I mean, yeah.
Why don't they just buy Bungie again and build us a new Halo with Bungie?
No.
I don't think the current Bungie.
I know it's not the same. No, it's not the same
it's
people.
It's not the same magic. It's not the same people.
It's not. Was it? You can't lightning.
You can't capture lightning in a bottle.
All that kind of lightning and bottles and
remember professional writer.
Yes. I don't write when I'm drunk though. Maybe I should.
I mean, I was going to say drunk. It definitely worked for Stephen King.
Stephen King mainly.
I mean, you're literally on the same line.
I thought he was high on coke. That's what's crazy.
That's his best work.
Probably a mix of things.
A mix, yeah.
I mean, I say it's his best work, but he did also write a child orgy scene in it. High on cocaine, really. So don't always get what you wish for, really.
Valid. Just give us new things. I want new things. I mean, it can be new things with Master Chief because I do love Master Chief, but new.
But let's be honest, like 343, now rebranded as Halo Studios, have fumbled the bag since Bungie left. I mean, this is the same studio that okayed Master Cheeks.
Yes. I will never forgive them. Like, how How on earth could you do a TV show with people who've never even played Halo or knew anything about Halo? They did what they did with the Halo, and this is like on record. They did what they did with the original Super Mario movie, which is they gave it to people who had no clue, and the people that the creators were like, we don't want to know what Halo's like. We want to come up with our own vision. And it was like, why?
Okay. Let him take his helmet off. First thing. Perfect.
Second episode, let him get naked.
Cortana watching!
Third episode, he then goes balls deep.
Megan hell.
I didn't even get that far.
Master Chief is not even able to do those things. But apparently he is in a TV show. He and Cortana's love is pure and beautiful, and I love it. And why they did that, I don't know.
343 fumbled the bag so badly they needed to be rebranded to Halo Studios.
Yeah. Nope.
And yet they're still spending money on them. Back to Microsoft.
Yeah. Okay, Microsoft, why are you losing money? Because you didn't hire me. You should have hired me. I would have came up with so many new games in the last 5 minutes. You'd be swimming in money.
I mean, so this leads me on to the question: how do Microsoft recover? Or do they?
They're not going to recover. Not with their current formula. Yeah. Not with their current formula. They've got to invest in games. They won't do it. They've got to invest in original games. They definitely won't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see them recovering.
I think it's the same thing that I've been saying about a company like Ubisoft as well. They need, and for all its faults, this is where I will kind of give them credit. Yeah, me giving credit to Ubisoft. Oh God. What world are we living in?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Whilst I don't agree with the Rayman remake or the Rayman Origins or Rayman Legends remake, at least it's 30 quid. Like, they're investing in smaller budget titles to help fund their AAA development, which is something the companies used to do all the time. Microsoft need to do the same thing. And, give Rare back Banjo-Kazooie. I just let them make a Banjo-Kazooie budget title for 20, 30 quid.
Yeah.
And then they can go and fund their next project.
Look.
Let companies create smaller projects or smaller titles that are only going to take a couple of years of development and just get people back on side. It's not hard.
Exactly. Pete is not wrong. Let me put my serious hat on for a second. One thing, Pete is exactly right, because one thing you're going to notice right now is that if we look to America, sadly, sometimes we have to for business decisions.
Ew.
I know. But companies like Walmart, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Jack in the Box, they're all suffering. What are those companies? That's your working class companies. Because the working class can't afford it. Once those companies start to fold, then it's almost trickle up economics. The way to recoup money is exactly what Pete has said, which is release budget titles. If you're any kind of company, you want your budget meals, your budget this, your budget that. You want your economical, low price, low overhead things that will give you a baseline. I'm going to call it luxury, but your 70, 90 quid games, Euro games or whatever, we don't need those right now. You can put those out. But you need to have your baseline going. Your affordable budget, everyone's buying it. They can hit a button and get a 20 quid game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Whether it's on Steam, Xbox.
Same thing analogous with car brands. They also have their lower, their medium, their high models.
Yep.
Their medium, money makers, a lot of them.
Absolutely.
The lower ones might not be the highest margin, but they attract a bigger pool. Mm-hmm. And then you have your higher luxury cars that bring in the prestige.
Exactly that.
I mean, even a company like Porsche realised that they needed to do stuff like that, which is why they branded out to things like 4x4s. They were like, well, we can't just sell sports cars. We need to hit more people.
They have rally cars now, Pete. I looked at them.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow.
Look, even Smart realise that they can't make tiny cars anymore. I've now seen a regular size Smart car. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Oh my gosh, yes. But I mean, that's such a, like, what I've learned from, just random business or whatever, is that if you go in with this idea that, ooh, I can make money if I sell one game at $100,000, I'm pulling that out of my ass, obviously. I'll just wait until that one game sells for $100,000. Meanwhile, you could be selling a game for $1
and selling 100,000 copies.
Selling 100,000 exactly in the same amount of time that it takes you to wait for that one to be sold. It's very normal. You learn that in business. It's not a difficult concept. And why
nowadays,
companies?
And nowadays you don't have the big problem like back then with retail stuff, that you have a huge amount of the money per unit that you have to give.
Yes.
Several people, like packaging, like retail for the shelf space.
Exactly.
And all
it's a very low overhead for digital products now. Very low overhead.
Well, especially
they should be making
if you own the storefront,
Oh gosh, yeah. If you're like Xbox, or I think PlayStation has
their own storefront, Epic or Steam.
Yes, exactly.
GOG.
Yeah. And we know like Nintendo has theirs.
Yep.
They're selling their own product. There's no reason that you can't make money doing this. Just throw up some cheap titles. And the Xbox used to have budget titles. You would go into like Game or whatever, and you could grab something off the shelf that was a 20 quid or whatever.
But this is what I was saying about the advent of the Xbox Live Arcade era, like in the 360 generation.
It's exactly what
you'd have your 1 versus 100 Explosion Mans, or Small Arms, or things like Bankshot Billiards and stuff like that. It was like you just had games like that would sell like gangbusters because they were cheap, and they were made by dedicated people who actually gave a crap about making games.
But then I think when like the phone apps came along, people started thinking, oh, well, we can do those on the phone. And that's great. Don't get me wrong. Apple Arcade, I do sometimes dip my toe over in Apple Arcade. Playing on a phone's not great. Playing on an iPad's not great.
Very different kind of game that you have to put there.
Yes, exactly. Like Super Monkey Ball was probably the first one I was like, oh, that's a mainstream title that they've put on the phone. And that's great. That experience is not as fun as if I'm playing it on the Xbox. So give me a chance to get Super Monkey Ball, which you can, but I mean for this example, on the Xbox for a $10 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I'll buy that. I'll do that. I will spend money to do that. But you don't really see that now. You get like, join, Ultimate Game Pass, and you have cloud gaming, and then you can play all this stuff. It's like, But
your cloud service sucks ass anyway.
Exactly. Why don't you just let me spend a $10 or $20 and get a game that I want to play? You know what I mean? Like I don't understand this. It's illogical. It just breaks my brain.
Because unfortunately, they'll turn around and say that the most profitable side of our business is recurring monetization of Game Pass subscriptions.
Which, if it works, they're not wrong. But guess what? Nobody has a formula, again, except maybe WoW. I have not looked into it. That works. Bungie lost money. That's why they got, sold to Sony. Because with all of their great expertise on live service, they still lost money. Live service, whether it's buying Game Pass Ultimate, which is a kind of, when you think about it, that's a kind of a form of live service in its own way. I get that you're not playing a game, but you're still monthly paying this, price to get things. They're not like it. If it works and it makes money. But if it doesn't work and a majority of them are not working, you're losing money. And I don't understand
Destiny and Bungie was that they were starting nickel and diming people more and more and more.
Yeah, and then they were sunsetting the things that people really wanted to do. They kept putting these campaigns in the vault.
Yeah, they're vaulting the campains, exactly.
Yeah, and it was like, okay, I don't want to keep
Which also then made a terrible introducctory experience for new players. When you go in, there's stuff missing. You have no
there
idea
were
what to do.
Exactly, and there were weapons I couldn't get because they'd been sunset in these vaults, and I was very I like to collect everything. Give me everything in 5 different colors.
Yeah,
I will collect the same gun.
But just all the tutorial experience and all that was apparently completely messed up with after they sunset the original campaign and all. So getting new players became increasingly difficult.
Very much. In fact, Pete and I joined probably in the middle of the height of Bungie, probably at the height of Destiny too, and we missed probably 3 campaigns.
And the rest probably. It wasn't Lightfall that we came through. Was it Lightfall?
No, it's before that. It was just before that.
Oh, okay.
Like we were at the zenith. We were great at a jumping on point, except that they'd already sunset like 3 campaigns.
Yeah, they'd already vaulted quite a lot of stuff, and trying to go back and get all the lore was quite impossible. And then on top of that, all the grinding that you had to do to get to a specific light level made it exhausting.
Yeah,
which is what made me give up that game, because I genuinely enjoyed Destiny 2. But all the grind, if I would have been at a significant light level and not had to grind for it, I would have been fine. But I think that's what Wilde does quite well, and I think FF14 Online does quite well.
Didn't even think of that. Yes, Pete, that is actually another good example of people who do it right. When it's right, it works. When it doesn't work, and majority of the time it's not working, they just are like hanging on to, like Fallout 76. There's no way Fallout 76 is making money. I do know that Elder Scrolls makes money. Elder Scrolls Online.
Well, yeah, they've actually done really well for themselves at ESO.
Yeah, they have. But they tried to recreate that formula with 76, but 76 is not the same game as ESO.
Yeah.
You know? But they're holding on to it, just like, give us anything, give us, whatever. And now here we are.
Yeah, I would also say another major flaw with Xbox as well, and something that I was just looking into, is that they don't have a diversity of developers working on various different genres. They have your first-person shooters, you have your first-person shooters, you have your third-person shooters. You don't really have that diversity of platform. One of the things that they could have easily done, and when you bought a company like Rare, you have a myriad of IP from 3D platforms, 2D platformers, fighting games, and everything as such. When a particular company went up for sale, they weren't even interested in them, and yet they could have easily bought this particular company to take Killer Instinct. They could have taken SNK. Why didn't they think about SNK?
And that's another. SNK is a perfect example of, you could put out a budget title with SNK and people would buy it.
I mean,
absolutely.
Fatal Fury didn't. They didn't
no idea what to do with SNK.
I mean, they still don't. Fatal Fury City of the Wolves is not. They haven't earned their money back in any way, shape, or form. But it's the PIF are helping to fund it, so they don't necessarily care so long as the money's coming away from oil. But
the problem is there with City of the Wolves is that where the funding comes from is exactly the problem.
Yes, it is, and having those guest characters in there was kind of stupid. But the problem is that the free packs of DLC that they've done now are actually excellent, and they're trying to recoup their player base by including some fan favorite characters and some good guest characters.
Right.
But yet you look at a company like Capcom, who have been firing on all cylinders for at least the last 5 years, because they're funding smaller titles or unknown titles like Pragmata, but also bolstering it out with things like Resident Evil, and bringing back a series like Onimusha.
Yep. And Street Fighter 6 firing on all cylinders.
Hello,
and that's not even talking about the recent announcement that they had for their DLC, which went down like a lead balloon until one particular moment.
Oh, I wouldn't say lead balloon.
I would say so. I have been seeing a lot of discourse about the fact that there's 3 new fighters that people didn't care about.
I mean, obviously, those aren't gonna
they're not going to
generate as much hype.
No, they're not. But that last one was the one where people went
because all the new characters from Street Fighter 6 have been good characters.
Oh, I know, and this is coming from someone who absolutely loves Street Fighter 6. I think the new characters have been some of the best in the series. Like, for how they play, at least. Like, they are incredibly unique. And looking at the Yasmin trailer, holy crap, she is incredibly unique. But yet,
obviously, the initial announcement isn't going to generate the hype and all that and the general reception if it's completely new characters. Where that comes from is the detailed trailer, like with Yasmin just recently, because there she shows what she can do, and it's looking
it's nice. Fantastic. But even when I looked at that and I went,
obviously the last character, that's completely...
Kylie, did you hear about that, by the way?
What?
Who the last character for Street Fighter 6 Season 4 was? It's Tifa from Final Fantasy 7.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah. What? So they revealed 3 brand new characters, and it was
when it was announced.
No, I did not.
I mean, you should have heard it from.
I mean, everyone probably did, but I don't like his reaction trailers because I think they're quite fake. If I'm honest, I don't think reaction trailers are sort of like that way inclined anyway. But when I was watching it, I was just like, I think I know what's coming because I knew about the leaks anyway.
Oh, yes, you did. That's right. You did.
Yeah, but all the leaks were pretty much wrong.
That was the only one they got right, which was really weird.
I don't think that was a real leak. That was just throwing darts at the board.
I think it probably was, yeah. But then, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I would have been happy with 2 new characters and then Tifa and then a returning character. Because actually, I think there's characters there that have not been seen for many, many years that should have been brought back. Especially with Street Fighter 6's development, where they've brought back characters that, and brought them back in really unique ways, like DJ, who have actually made them really interesting. If you brought back Makoto and had seen what she can do now, that would have been really interesting. Because I think the redesigns that they've done, especially with Elena, have been incredible.
Well, on the Tifa reveal, Nana says, I screamed when that got revealed. I can absolutely see Nana doing that. Mike says, Smash gets Cloud, Street Fighter gets Tifa. Yes, that's right. Yep. And Sephiroth, that's right. Gotti says, do we get a dolphin kick? Pete, was there a dolphin kick in the video?
Well, it was only... there was no gameplay shown. It was just the fact. It's kind of what they've done with every single teaser trailer, a reveal of the season itself. I mean, the only one that they actually went into a bit more detail.
Really funny. The teaser for the previous
season 3 was
really
it?
Funny.
Oh, it was the one where they had Kenny Omega, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I like what Mike says, which is Stardew Valley gets Aerith. I mean,
yes,
that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
But anyway, moving back to our point at hand, because we've diverted somebody off there. It was just a spin-off anyway, as per usual. Yes. But yeah, the point I was making is that they need to have diversity of developers and genres, let alone
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, I think Forza is pretty profitable for them. But as far as
I would say so.
Games, they've got racing games, they've got RPGs.
Well, they're starting to get RPGs now because it's always been notorious that Xbox didn't really have any.
No, there's always been FPS for Xbox.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how well they're sticking with RTS.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't like RTS.
They're not my thing, but I can understand they have a huge player base.
They do. Yes. They do. It's very true. I used to love them. But then they came out with Halo Wars and I hated it.
and what the crux of the issue here is that we're finding it out. You fumble the bag with Halo and Kylie's out.
I'm out.
She don't care about Xbox, it's just Halo.
Yeah. I mean, for real, no lie, when I got the Xbox 360, for the first year, I only played Halo. I didn't play anything else.
Fair.
And then suddenly I discovered Fallout and then Oblivion, and then it just went for that. Now, that was only on the Xbox. Now, I was still playing Oblivion and the original Halo on the PC. So I was still playing games on the PC. But
Fair.
as far as Xbox 360, it was only Halo for at least a year.
Yeah.
And then the Lego stuff came out, and I was like, I love this.
Still need to play
All
Lego Batman.
Lego Batman. I'm really looking forward to that. So,
I mean, it's out. I probably should have bought it.
I know, but I haven't played it. So, yeah. Oh, Barrett for Animal Crossing.
Nice reviews. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I think we've talked this to death now.
I think we
and
have.
I'm hot as hell.
Megan.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And I've drank so much vodka that I could take a nap now or go to sleep.
I mean, you can, but let's close out first because I don't think anyone needs to see you sleeping.
Or it could be a sleep stream. You never know.
I'm out. Bye.
But that does leave us for the housekeeping section. CT, where can they find you out there in Never Neverland?
I am mainly on Twitter/X at Colddeath.
Perfect. Wonderful. I haven't been on there in like 5 years. So I don't know what it's like out there anymore.
It's still a mess.
I used to be such a hardcore Twitter user. I use Twitter more than anything. And then I'm just but yes, Pete, what about you? Where can they find you out there?
Nowhere really, other than here and the other podcasts that I do, the Never Watchers, which we do film and TV. We are coming back with another episode soon. We were just in discussion about what we're going to do next. So once we have a new episode planned, we will let you know. But yeah, go back and listen to our Marvel catalogue because I have some very strong thoughts about Daredevil Born Again Season 2, and you should go and listen to it because it's hilarious.
I can't imagine.
Kylie, where can I find you?
Oh, yeah. So I do like this whole streaming thing over at twitch.tv/KILEY_WILTE, where we're playing all the hits from the 80s and 90s. But actually, no. Well, sometimes. But Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, I stream. Mondays, I'm streaming Bindi right now.
I think you should change your Monday stream to Monday Mixtape.
Monday Mixtape will probably be happening. I'll probably regret it.
If I had to play it, you do too.
Yeah, there you go. Wednesdays are my Weird Wednesdays, which is where I play weird games that tend to be mostly indie games. Not always, but for the most part. Fridays is my Frightening Friday, where I play scary games. Ooh, I do take requests. You can come join my Discord for that.
You should play Mixtape on Friday. It's pretty scary.
I'm probably gonna end up playing Mixtape because I'm so curious now. But the problem is, when I hate a game, I don't hide it. So if you want to watch,
sorry, did you listen to last week's episode?
Mostly.
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the clip on YouTube where that Kurt was specifically talking about in the Discord.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But also I will be doing some giveaways over there for Hitman. Speaking of that, Pete, you remind me of something. So I'll probably play Hitman next week on Wednesday.
Nice.
And do the first of several giveaways. Because we got cool stuff. We got cool stuff behind the scenes. It was awesome. And I think that's and then if you want to come watch my stuff on TikTok and YouTube, it's the same thing address, but I would appreciate it because sometimes I get thrown a lot of times I get thrown in TikTok and YouTube jail because I have a dirty mouth. And when that happens, they like to make my views be like 1 or 2. So go watch my dirty videos. Oh, that doesn't sound right.
That just
sound right at all.
That just reminds me of Harold and Kumar too, where he's sitting on the plane. He's like,
yes. Oh gosh. Well, I haven't thought about Harold and Kumar forever, Pete.
It was just CD doing that plane dropping that just made me think of it.
Wow, I need to go rewatch that. Wow. But yes, come along, have some fun, but also check me out on those because I need it. I need all the help I can get. But that's going to do it for us. So that really only leaves me to say thank you so much for joining us, our listeners and our watchers. And you can come watch us over at twitch.tv/rapid reviews, where you can join in pre and post show, because we're going to spend about 2 or 3 minutes after this talking to our wonderful, beautiful, fabulous chat. But until then, we will see you and talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Rapid Reviews Radio Podcast. You can watch the recording of the show live on Twitch every Sunday evening at 7 PM UK time at www.twitch.tv/Rapid Reviews. You can also watch the podcast on YouTube, search Rapid Reviews 5534, and you can also watch the video version of the show on Spotify, just search Rapid Reviews Radio. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, a rating, or a comment on this episode. You can also follow us on Twitter at RRRadiopod, as well as on Blue Sky at rrradiopodcast.bsky.social. Also be sure to visit rapidreviewsuk.com for all the latest reviews and previews.